so I could pull my little
screw them. That's why
my little pass scam. So, anyways, when they enter the park, it doesn't go through, and they have to scan it manually through the barcode on the other side of where you're putting the tickets in.
Why they don't just use the barcode in general like they do in Disneyland is beyond me, but that's beside the point.
Right, because it's Disney. They're a few steps behind in common sense. So, anyways, by Sunday, after doing this for days, Jimmy and Annalise were just scanning their own, because when the cast member is busy 2 gates down and their pass goes through, they just grab the pass, scan it with one hand and put the finger on the other hand and go through.
There you go.
On top of that, there were tons of new cast members. Not saying that I've seen...
Well, figure the average weight of a human being, say 150 pounds. You really only need like 12 new cast members to get to a ton.
Yeah, but tons, plural.
Oh, okay.
So,
24?
Yes. Not that I would...
Are you watching TV while doing this? What?
Who, me? No.
Not that I would recognize a lot of cast members if I saw them a second time going 3, 6, 8 months later. But the fact that so many of these cast members did not know what they were doing. They knew the extreme basics, the very basics, but no idea of anything that even a semi-regular guest would know. I'd have to say most people that have been to the park once within the past year probably knew more than the cast members.
I got a question. Which one of you has the squeaky chair? Because
That's me. I'm really sorry.
We need to raise money.
I was going to say,
I encourage our listeners to buy
chair now, Paul.
No. I hate this chair. It drives me nuts. Here.
I encourage our listeners to go to Amazon.com and buy stuff through our site, and then we can get some WD-40 for Paul. All right, sorry, Brett.
That's okay. So a lot of the cast members, they barely knew the basics. I think they knew how to greet, and taking tickets was even pushing it for some of those cast members, because it was just amazing. I've never seen it this bad with the amount of new cast members and the amount that really barely knew the basics, if that. So anyways, because of that, Jimmy and Annalise were scanning their own tickets.
Taking matters into your own hands. I'll allow it.
All right. So, speaking of Jimmy, he loves water. He has to stop at a water fountain every time.
It's the essence of wetness.
Yes, I think so. He has to stop for a drink every 10 minutes. And he can personally tell you where the best water fountains are. He can tell you water fountain details of the entire Walt Disney World better than any cast member. I don't care if they've been there for 30 years. And the thing is like, he'll tell you which fountains, the most of the time they come in twos. He can tell you which one has the better stream than the other. He can tell you which sets of fountains have the better water, which sets have the coldest water. He was a connoisseur of
like Rain Man for water fountains.
Disney water fountains. It was unbelievable.
Better watch it. Your son's going to start being like, talking like, Dad, why aren't we going back to Disney World?
Yep. So
I want to take your face off.
At
Is Nicolas Cage a water fountain? Brett, I'm sorry. I want to know where Paul is going with this.
Nope, never mind.
I think that was it.
That's all I had. That was the Rain Man, wasn't it?
No, not even close.
Oh, whoops. Thinking of the wrong movie then.
Swing and a miss.
Actually met a soon-to-be fan by the name of Tony at the Haunted Mansion the last night we were there. It was, I want to say it was
Did she
pretty late
smell
at
the
night.
farts?
What's that?
Did you smell the farts?
I was outside, luckily. But
to our listeners, look on our wiki for the farting ghost. That'll explain what that comment is in reference
to. Well, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but somehow the farting ghost followed me onto Harry Potter's Forbidden Journey.
Makes sense.
It certainly is a forbidden journey now.
There was no one else there to
Harry Potter and the melted chair.
There was there was no one else there to figure it out that it was the farting ghost, since I was the only one on the ride out of my family. But anyways, hopefully soon to be fan Tony, we're at the Haunted Mansion, and he stopped me for some reason. I think I was
causing a disturbance.
No, it was actually it was right outside as you're leaving the attraction and you're getting outside. I forget why.
Were you crying at the pet cemetery because you were disappointed that Mr. Toad's Wild Ride wasn't there anymore?
Was it Saturday? Okay, so it was Saturday instead of Sunday. I was wearing my shirt. Oh, that's right. Okay, it was. So you guys don't follow my tweets, so you can't correct me. So
Oh. Wow.
Are you sure it wasn't Friday?
no, it was Saturday because I was wearing the classic.
It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down Friday.
Oh man, is she going to open for Justin Bieber? Because I'm getting my son tickets for that.
Tim,
will-
I've got this dilemma. I was actually hoping that you guys could help me out on this one.
Okay.
I was waiting this morning for my ride to work, and my friends showed up, and there was some kicking in the front seat, and there was some sitting in the back seat, and I
Who
had
are they
to
kicking in the
deliberate.
front seat?
They each other,
Oh.
in your face if you don't let me finish this. And I just had to deliberate about which seat should I take.
Partying, 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 partying.
My favorite was when
fun.
my favorite was when Miley Cyrus said that someone shouldn't be allowed to have a smash hit just because of one song that went viral. And I'm thinking, this not exactly the pot calling the kettle black, but close enough.
Looking forward to the weekend.
I'm sorry, I only have 3 clips.
Thank God. So, okay, so anyways.
What did you think, not to bring the show back on topic, what did you actually think of the Haunted Mansion changes that they made?
Oh, yeah.
I liked them. I thought the queue was great. First of all, I thought it was fantastic how they have the queue split up. You can either go into the new queue area of tombstones and new designs and attractions, so to speak, or you can just walk right onto the ride.
So basically, they made a way, an escape route, so that they didn't have to hear all the purists complaining.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. And you don't really see much of it if you decide to just go straight on the ride.
Does it look like it's almost set up so that they're going to change it over to, or like bring Fast Pass back for the attraction? That's what I had heard, that it's like almost as if they designed it with that in mind.
No, because
wasn't that housed? That was housed in that little. Actually, I don't know what you want to call it. But it's a hut to the left when you walk into the attraction. Is that still there?
The covered area. I don't think those are still there, because I would have asked a cast member if they could open it up and get me some, and I know I didn't.
The Fast Pass machines are long gone. Those are long gone.
Yeah, the hut though. I mean, is that covered area still there?
Oh, the covered area is still there because it flows into the covered area for the Liberty Bell.
Okay.
The riverboat.
Yep.
Just in case they want to bring the Mike Fink keelboats back too.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if they're going to bring the Fast Pass machines back, they're going to go back to their original spot, because
after they're losing all their budget on things burning down, the only way they're bringing Mike Fink keelboats back is if you're going to row yourself. Otherwise, no chance.
I mean, I don't think they're going to bring Fast Pass back, but it's almost as if they've, like, as you said, created 2 separate lines there.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is it's 2 separate lines, but if they split it up, then, like you had said, Paul, the purists won't have a way to bypass the queue expansion. They'll be forced to go through it. And on top of that,
so sorry for entertaining you purists.
the part of the part of the
you can get it out. Just sound it out.
Trying.
All right.
The part of the queue line that winds right before it splits. If they were to separate the line split into regular and Fast Pass, that would cut the winding queue in half.
Okay.
And that would destroy that would cause lines to be going out into Fantasyland.
So it would defeat the purpose of actually making the line a little bit more. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. So, anyways, and as Paul cheered me on for, Jimmy had pointed out the silhouettes in the window, and he showed me where they were, and we stood there for about 5 minutes, and we saw them come by.
Nice.
You ever see those, Tim?
I feel that I have. I don't really remember them. So
the part of the queue line now that's split, if you go as if you're going straight onto the ride, right before the split meets up again, you're looking at the back of the mansion. You can actually see the graveyard at the entrance of the haunted mansion. Okay. But if you look up at the mansion, you'll see windows, and they're like at night, they've got like an orange glow to them, and you got to stare at it for a few minutes, and then you see what looks like a silhouette go by.
Okay.
But the last time I was there in March, I was looking for those silhouettes and found out I was looking through the wrong windows, which is why I didn't see them for Jimmy. So Jimmy set me straight this time. Back to a soon-to-be fanboy. I was leaving on Saturday. We were leaving the ride. It was probably about 10:30, 11. And this guy saw the shirt, and he asked, what are we doing? I said, we do a podcast. And I'm always at a loss for words. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Whenever someone asks
time for
me,
everything.
I know. Whenever someone asks me what our podcast is about, because I want to say it's about...
You don't want to offend them right away?
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it's completely off the cuff, uncensored podcast where we let anything fly. But I also don't want to say it's a podcast about Disney, because I know there's so many podcasts out there that are sickening sweet. I don't want to be lumped into that category either.
Tell them it's not Lou, and it's not George Carlin, but it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, there we go. George Carlin has a Disney podcast?
He does. He's a fan.
Okay. So, anyways, talking to him for a few minutes, he was telling me how he is working...
If the billboards are right, you're going to be seeing him soon, Tim. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not a clue.
Is it Saturday?
Yeah. Brett knows.
Saturday? Yeah, I saw that today. Another nut job.
Yep.
You know what? We need to make these
predicting
people...
the end of the world on May 21st. The
nice.
billboards plastered everywhere in Florida and in Minnesota.
I didn't see the ones in Florida yet, but of course I haven't left the house in 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
But
you just seen the ones in Minnesota?
Yeah.
we
It's all over online too. I'm surprised with the little amount of work that you do at work, you'd have seen those, Tim.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
we need to do these people a favor.
Yeah.
And make sure that their prediction comes true, at least for them.
Yeah.
You will be dead in October.
Okay, and if they
You know what the funny part about that, Tim, is that at October 21st they're predicting the actual end of the world. So boom, that works out.
I thought it was 2012.
Yeah, I know.
A crying out loud.
What's happening?
Pick a friggin' day. So, anyways, talking with Tony, he's explained to me he's working on a trivia app for smartphones, and he showed me it on his phone. I just saw a few of the questions, but the background of it was phenomenal. It was like a pirate's map, and it was extremely well done and very detailed. Unfortunately, I never carry cards with me. I don't know why, but I always forget them. He said that I told him there was 3 of us, and he said that he was going to send me a code so each one of us can get a free app.
Excellent.
So he's hoping that when we see the app, we might be able to help him out a little bit. But I have yet to see it completely.
So make it harder.
On my phone, right. So, anyways, one of the last things that really stood out on this trip, I told you we went to the Contemporary for breakfast. Everything was fine there. We went again for dinner Sunday night.
Yep.
And we went to Contempo Casual. Well, as soon as we got there, of course, Jimmy and I have to go wash our hands. Annalise has to go use the bathroom. Our bathroom was on the 4th floor, was clean, so to speak, but all the trash bins were overflowing with paper towels. So I'm thinking, no big deal. I mean, it was clean. Of course, one of the water faucets was broken too, and that was just constantly running. I left and bumped into Annalise as soon as I got out. She's telling me...
What a coincidence.
I know. Isn't it amazing? She's telling me that the women's room was 10 times as bad. Actually, not only was there towels overflowing everywhere, it was extremely dirty. So that's the last tidbit I have for my trip. What do you guys have for questions that you haven't already interrupted me with?
Well, I noticed you didn't mention the Animal Kingdom at all. I see that you spent a whole 2 hours there.
Yes, and it rained it rained for about an hour and 45 minutes.
And it rained.
It rained.
And it rained.
And it
Well,
rained.
And
Actually,
it rained.
there was,
It rained.
one of the cast members almost got...
Sam, I'm going to go on a ride on the hydrolators. I'll be back, okay?
You know what that'd be?
What?